Wally Adamchik is the author, and he's a former U.S. Marine who now lives in Raleigh, and he joins us this afternoon.
Thanks.
No yelling.
No yelling.
But Marine Corps drill sergeants yell a lot.
Well, there's nothing wrong with raising your voice to get someone's attention, but of course, no yelling actually comes from one of the interviews for people for the book, but the bottom line message is we want to make an impact on people. We've got to lead them and treat them with respect.
Well, you're exactly right, because, when people yell, I tend to tune them out immediately.
Exactly right.
It's like if you have to yell at me, then obviously I'm,
we're not communicating at that point.
Exactly. 9 secrets to leadership that you learned in the Marine Corps.
Not only me. As a consultant out in business world, I talked about leadership. Clients said, we need to know more about this. Where did you learn it? I said, well, I got some ideas, but I went ahead and interviewed 100 people. 50 Marines on active duty, 50 former Marines out there running restaurants, running manufacturing facilities, lawyers, whatever, and I asked them the question, asked 100 of them, what's leadership? From those probing interviews, these 9 principles emerged.
Wow. Is there one that stands out more important than the others?
I'll say it and everyone will go, oh yeah, but it's integrity. If I can't trust you, you can't lead me.
No, you're exactly right, though. Think about it. If you're going to be a leader, then the folks beneath you have to know that they can not only trust you, but count on you.
And you live up to your commitments. It's not just about telling the truth.
Right. Exactly. Say you're in a dead-end job. You have a boss that, yells at you, or that, really just discounts you every day. What should you do?
Well, the minute you think it's a dead-end job, I think that sets you up for a dead end. I think the principles, again, about live up to your commitments. Learn about the job. Learn about yourself so that get yourself out of that job if need be. I mean, if it truly is a negative situation, then you owe it to yourself to get out of that situation. But it all starts with you and living up to your commitments and having a vision and a goal for yourself. And those are principles that we talk about in the book.
Even if you don't get along with your boss?
Well, personality conflicts happen from time to time. But again, maybe it's my responsibility to adapt a little bit, and maybe he or her will adapt a little bit.
You said that there are a lot of books that talk about employment or talk about leadership, and they're long on lecture, short on substance.
Sure. Reading about the Battle of Gettysburg is not going to help the guy running an Arby's or the manager of this station run it any better. So this is a more tactical approach, and in the book we see examples from those 100 interviews. Here's a Marine example and a civilian example of integrity, or technical competence, or setting the example. So the reader can look at it and rather than say, oh, that's interesting, I can't do it, they can read and see the examples and say, I can do that. And it's a much more attainable handling of the subject, I think.
They may be able to find themselves in the book.
People have said to me, oh my God, that's my workplace, or ooh, I had a situation just like that.
What about if you do want to move up the corporate ladder?
Well, there's nothing wrong with making those feelings known. If I'm your boss and you have aspirations, I want to know those things, and then we can have an honest dialogue of, are you ready? What will it take? And those kinds of things. And one of the chapters is called Commander's Intent. It's about goal setting, really. What are your goals and vision for yourself? And let's talk about those things. A lot of folks in the workplace have unrealistic expectations, and when we align those, success can happen.
All right. Where can folks find this?
It's at all the major web retailers and online. But before you go buy it, go to noyelling.net and read previews of all the chapters. It's all there to take a look at initially.
Noyelling.net.
That's right.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure.
I'm not going to yell at my kids anymore.
Good luck with that.
Maybe they won't tune me out.